Willie murdered Ray's prize.
I never heard that
chicken.
story.
Oh, Ray was into fighting chickens. He used to trade in them and buy them, and fight them. And they were down in the valley someplace, and he had won this fight. He had this prize fighting chicken that he had won in a fucking cockfight. It was in the bay, and it kept crowing right under his bunk. He would have opened it up and shot the fucking chicken, and when Ray fired, that was one of the times that Ray fired Willie.
When did you leave your house in San Antonio?
I was not quite 17. I just ready to go. My parents weren't in any way mean to me. I just, the two people that didn't deserve anything that they got are my first wife and my parents. When I would take massive amounts of acid, and it would be like, I'm not talking about club drugs. I'm talking about lysergic acid diethylamide 25. And I just, because I was taking acid in 69, 70.
What was the appeal to that, man? Like as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old?
I was 14 when I started. Yeah.
Like that's a real drug.
It's a real drug. It's a weird. I feel sort of the same way that Ram Dass did about it. I don't think I would be the same person if I'd never taken it. And for a long time, I didn't trust anybody that had never taken LSD.
Right.
But it was for me. It was I'm an addict, so I got addicted to LSD just like I did everything else.
What did that do? Like, you knew who Guy Clark was.
Yeah.
What did that? Did you go, holy shit?
Well, I don't know. I think I must have known that I was put here to do this. I don't know. It takes some audacity to do this in the first place. I grew up on songwriting that was literature. I'm a post-Bob Dylan songwriter. Mm-hmm. Bob changed everything. And the difference is other people had literary chops that wrote songs. Cole Porter did. Robert Johnson did. Robert Johnson wasn't Robert Johnson because of his guitar playing. Skip James was as good a guitar player as Robert Johnson. It's the songs. He wrote every single song the modern blues is based on. Led Zeppelin's not about proto metal. They had songs.
Right.
Nirvana songs. So it's always that. And it happened. So.
But when you say you learned a lot, I understand was it just by osmosis and hanging out and watching? Because, one of the things. Yeah,
basically, but Guy would show me some things.
He would?
Yeah. I mean, he probably, Rodney one time said, well, Guy wasn't a teacher. He didn't teach you anything. I said, he taught me shit.
You must have liked me better.
And I don't see it. And I just think it's just one of those things. I think I ask questions.
Yeah. Were you always a reader and a voracious
Yeah. And
guy?
I always read a lot. That's the thing. The only reason I know anything is I read constantly. Science fiction got me reading above my level at a pretty early age, and that's all.
I mean, some of the lessons that young artists like I was, you pay for that later on with other labels when you go, no, because here's how my heroes did it, and here's how my heroes did it. And they said, no, this is my thing. I'll take it or leave it. And then you end up losing 2 or 3 record deals and go,
right.
You have to really learn to pick yourself up.
There's always somebody that has an idea of how things are going to be done in Nashville or wherever. And it doesn't matter. Like I don't think there's anything wrong, with the state of country music nowadays. I don't think there's a goddamn thing wrong with it. I think when Guitar Town was out, I was playing Las Vegas, not a showroom, but a fucking joint, a dance hall, just like we have here with the dance floor right in front of the stage that I had to get across to get to an audience that gave a fuck.
That's right.
And I was like, this one guy kept dancing by, and every time he'd come by, he'd go, play something country. Guitar Town was the #1 country album that week. And I heard it, but the third time he did it, I stopped the band in the middle of the song. Only time I've ever done it. I said, you know what, Hoss? I got the #1 album on the Billboard country charts this week. This week I decide what's fucking country and what's not. And I've the same way I've heard people, some of my peers and some people that I love, talking about, well, that's not country music. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's bullshit. It's just country music is whatever these guys say that it is because it's their turn.
That's right.
And it's not, some of them are better than others, and it was always that way.
Yeah, man. For every Willie and Waylon, there was a Dave and Sugar.
No, there was 20 Dave and Sugars.
That's what I mean.
No.
It was always...
Or maybe 100 Dave and
Sugars. The yin and the yang, man. Well, man, I know you got a show to do.
I do, but and I got to start that. And plus,